Hey YouTube, StreetRider209 here. So it's been about roughly 2 months since I've been uploading videos. Aside from the fact that there's been like a bad storm here in California, tons of rain, no good weekends to do anything, plus it gets dark real early. Um, there's also another thing that I've been up to in the last couple of weeks, and that's working on a nursery. Uh, Something that developed in my life here recently. Well, not recently, it's been a few months already, but I have a baby girl on the way. Decided to name her Jacqueline. And pretty much whatever time I do have that's free, I'd like to come in here and kind of work on her nursery. That's what we've been up to. It's the #1 project right now, honestly, in my life. There's tons of other things that I still have to do, tons of things that I have in mind. The rack is still sitting there. I have not been able to weld outside. But what I wanted to share with you guys today, I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. On and off. It's not, I can't come in here and obviously I can get it done in a weekend if I really had the full time, but I don't. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what I've been doing. So this is took me about 2.5 days to get this wall done. It's going to be the focal point in my baby's room. We're gonna have her changing station right here. But been doing a lot of, obviously, we made everything, so it takes a little bit of time. All right, so we got this armoire from, actually, one of my wife's friends gave it to her from work. So I'll put a before and after picture of what it looked like and how it is now. This is what I gotta fix. This is my project for today. This is what I'm gonna show you guys how to mess with. But just want to give you guys a quick tour, because eventually I'm gonna end up doing a video of a before and after. Mind all this clutter over here. It's just a bunch of stuff that we've had laying around, as well as a bunch of baby stuff that we've been purchasing. Alright guys, so cleaned it out. This is what it looks like. So the first thing you always want to do is you want to determine the width of the shelves that you're going to put. We're going to go with 12 inches, as this one is already 12. Also, because the little cubbies are, I believe, 10.5 inches, so that if you stuff them all the way against the wall, there's only a little bit of a gap, out from outside. They usually look nice if they're flush, but you can push them all the way in and they won't be too far in. What I'm first going to be doing is I'm going to be adding a couple of strips of wood to imitate what this is. Again, the 27. I'm going to go 27 inches, 26 possibly, on the width, the height between the rod and the next shelf. That way the clothes aren't, hanging and touching on the bottom shelf. So down here we're going to make a partition go straight down from the shelf at 26 inches straight down. We're going to leave a second area for other clothes with a little rod right here, and on this side we're going to put either cubbies, and those are going to be 11 by 11. I'm thinking maybe on the very bottom or on the one on the very top. I'm thinking of leaving that one all the way open, inserting a piece of wood in there with a tilt, and then like a little small lip in order so I can store her shoes there. We can put all of her shoes kind of facing us, so that'll be the idea. But what I'm going to show you guys right now is basically just set up your table saw and cut at 12 inches, and then just cut the whole thing, because everything is going to be even. So 12 inches, all the cubbies, 12 inches for the shelves, 12 inches for the partition. So let's get started. Alright guys, so because this piece of wood is extremely heavy and I can't actually possibly run it through my table saw by myself, I decided to rip it right in the middle at 24 inches. So you guys see the line right there, it's ready to go. Then I'm going to go ahead and run it through the table saw, and then slice my 12-inch pieces on my own. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a regular steel saw. so I just cut my first piece. Now I'm gonna make sure I cut it. I cut these right in the middle at 12 1/4, just because I wanted to make sure I got rid of that cut that that I made earlier. If you guys don't know, these actually don't measure 48 inches. They measure 49 inches. So you have that inch to play around to make sure if you ever do rip a sheet like this and you kind of screw up on the sides a little bit, just because you guys witnessed how I kind of went around the whole table or the whole board. It allows you 1 inch to be able to recut that. So now I'm going to cut this back down to 12 inches. And you'll see that little piece fall off right now. So now my two boards are perfectly cut at 12 inches. So what I will be doing now is I will be cutting this bottom one. This bottom one is already dead center at 24 1/8. So once I run my sheet at 12 inches, it's going to knock off 1/8. So when you start a piece of wood like this, always take that in consideration. So I'll have 4 boards at 12 inches by 8 feet. So I will be cutting 2 of these are going to be my shelves from the top. One of them is going to be like the partitions area. And I will knock off probably, I'm thinking like 2 11-inch pieces from here. And then the rest of them from another area. So let me cut all that stuff up first and I'll start this back up. Alright guys, so I'm done cutting everything. So you guys can see this are the pieces. See, this is going to be the little area for her shoes. I'm thinking I'm going to angle this to where I could put one little piece right up here. One set of a pair of shoes here. Possibly 2 pairs along the edge right there. 6 cubbies. Alright guys, so we just propped up the closet. Just kind of give you guys a rough idea on how it's going to look. That's all done over there. Just need some paint. So up there we're gonna have a lot of the the boxes of diapers, wipies, a lot of stuff that we're gonna need on hand. Well, not on hand because we're gonna have them, you know, by the actual drawers that we're using, but spares like the, you know, like a month's worth. That we don't have to go back to the back of the house and get them on the storage room. This right here is gonna be for the shoes. I just set them up here because I had them here to make sure that my measurements were going to work. But let me show you guys what I did for that. The cubbies are on order, so they'll be here tomorrow. I ordered some pink, purple ones. Let me show you guys. So this is what I did. I basically took some 3 by 3/4 by 3/4 pieces of wood that I trimmed them down to 3/4. I sanded off 2 edges so that they're nice and soft on both tops. So this is ultimately what we're going to have. You're going to have the one sitting right here, just like that. This other one sitting right above it, and this other one sitting above that, just like that. And that's going to be for the shoes. Nothing of this is glued, so it's basically just puzzled together. I'll be able to take some screws off and readjust it later. So, you know, as she grows up, maybe I'll just put one in the center and one down here for 2 rows of shoes. You know, so let me just finish this up real quick. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm just gonna hand sand a little bit of the rough edges that are on here, and we're ready to start painting. But everything else is there. Put in my rods. Paid $12 for an 8-footer of these. It's the steel ones in the white finish, so I think they come out good. Alright guys, so I am officially done with this. It is complete and anchored to the walls. One thing I want to bring up is make sure when you guys anchor stuff like this, make sure you guys actually use the appropriate stuff for this drywall. Don't just put a screw through there and assume everything's good, especially when you're dealing with kids, because if a kid tries to jump on top of this and that's all you did, those screws will tear right out of the drywall, you know. So make sure you anchor it real good. You know, on this side, what I did, I put another piece right here, did my screws that way, and then bolted it down so it's nice and strong. If my kid gets up there, even at a later age, you know, she could actually climb the whole thing and it's not gonna move. This is what I used. So you guys can see all the blue ones are missing, well, except for one. But these were pretty cheap. I think I got them for like $4 or $5 at Harbor Freight, and these come in really handy. So go ahead and pick some of those up if you guys are planning on doing a project like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove everything. Let me show you guys the little area right here. So see this, what I'm gonna be doing for all of these areas that have the pieces that are like this, they're actually flush, but I'll be buying one of those. If you guys go to Home Depot, you guys can get a full kit with probably about 48 stickers plus. They're little white circle stickers that you could just put directly over furniture to hide the screw heads like that. So once I paint this, I'm gonna go ahead and slap those on. And you don't want to put them, before and then paint over, because then once your paint dries and if you ever need to remove the screw, it peels off the paint too. So make sure you put those on after you've painted. As far as that's it, guys. This other closet is going to be different. It's not going to be the same setup, but I'm going to leave that as like kind of like a full video for the completed nursery, you know. So I'll kind of walk you guys through that. I just wanted to show you guys a quick little DIY, just because this alone, so far I'm in it probably about $60. A sheet of wood, 3/4. Now you don't have to use 3/4, you can use a 5/8. Nothing wrong with that, but I always like the 3/4 because hardly everything that you ever purchase at the stores has at least 3/4. So, you know, it's stronger. That sheet runs about $32. These holders right here ran me $4 for both sets, $2 a piece. The rod ran me $12 for an 8-footer, so I cut this, and I still have a small piece for the other side. But I'm still gonna end up using the second one because I bought 2 of them to cut. What else did I add to this? Assume a couple of dollars plus for the hardware, which being the screws. I never really count these into a project just because I buy the big boxes. So, you know, ultimately say like $2 worth of screws. $2, not even $2 worth of the drywall anchors as well as the screws. So I'd probably say $4 to $5 tops on hardware. What else did I buy for this? That was it. I'm not gonna count in the paint. You know, a lot of us already have paint if we're redoing something like this. So yeah, I'm roughly in about $60. I mean, for about 3 hours worth of work and a completely custom closet, I think that was well worth it. Like I said, I shopped around. A lot of the ones that I saw at Home Depot ran about starting around $45, $50, and they're just like wire mesh that I'd have to trim because this is not, you know, the right width. This is shorter, so I'd have to cut those, and I guarantee you it would probably take me a little bit longer than this did to set it up. And I personally like this a lot better. So once the cubbies come in, I'll finish this video off so you guys can see how it looks completed with paint and everything. So let me just get to that and then we'll finish this off. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so here is the finished product. This is what it looks like all done. We got room up there for some boxes. Got that area right there for her shoes. Got area for 6 cubbies. Now you don't have to use those cubbies. You could just use them as shelving. There's nothing wrong with that. I just figured I'd use those. Also, you know, this is, well, my wife so far has worked up like her little winter stuff and a bunch of her little smaller stuff. No, as you guys could tell, we've been buying a lot of clothes, different age sizes. We have probably gonna fill up the other closet also with clothes, but one thing we did right here, we bought those little, you guys have seen those on Home Depot. They sell, I think, for like $6, and that was for her bows and stuff, her little headbands. So it's real easy just to grab them and put them back on. It's for a bunch of her stuff. So yeah, guys, I mean, this was ultimately like a 2-day project. It was fairly easy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Get some ideas on something that you guys want to make for your kids' room. I definitely think this is the way to go because it ultimately saves you quite a bit of money. And you could work out exactly the style that you want to go on your daughter or son's room. Alright guys, so we've reached the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope some of the stuff that I did here either helps you guys out or gives you some ideas on similar projects that you guys might have. Don't miss the next video that I'm going to load up. Alright, do not do it. Once again, thank you guys all for watching. Stay tuned.